Hi folks, how are you all doing? Thanks for joining in for another interesting episode in terms of life skills. I'm sure you've seen the thumbnail, a very, very interesting and exciting and rather profound topic. I'm asking you to stop doing this. You know what exactly I'm asking you to stop doing? You probably watched till the end of this video, and you'll completely understand as to why it is very, very important in terms of a life skill, which will also help in overall personality development. Extremely important from a personal and professional point of view, and of course, complexly speaking, we can talk about emotional intelligence and things like that, but it is a basic life skill which will help you in terms of navigating through a number of situations in life. Now, what are we talking about? I'm talking about you are responding to a number of situations in terms of situations which are provocative, which make you angry, which make you react with a certain amount of negative energy, whatever. Overall, we can probably put it under the head of anger management. Of course, there are anger management is a very, very wide topic. Anger management is also the cause of stress, which also takes a huge toll on your health. But we can rather simplify everything and probably use one particular analogy which will help us in terms of changing our mindset instantly. What I call as replacing your negative thoughts with positive thoughts instantly. And how is it done? I'll probably quickly guide you in the coming a couple of minutes. Now, what you see in this image is a very, very powerful image. That is an image of an aircraft which is crashing against a mountain or a large hillock. And this is an accident. But do you think pilots who navigate large planes or contemporary modern planes will deliberately go and hit their aircrafts on mountains or hillocks when they are trying to reach their destination from the origin? Think about it. Will any pilot do that, or does any pilot do that? Not really. Every pilot, despite adverse weather conditions, despite a lot of turbulence mid-air, despite uncharted territories at times, make sure or want to make sure that they ferry their entire passengers, maybe 300, 400 passengers in a large Boeing aircraft to the destination. And that is a singular aim of a pilot. And here there is no scope for compromise. There is no scope for any alternate thinking. There is no scope for any negative thought or whatever. So it is rather funny that I put this image where I see, I look at it this way. This image, I see that the pilot is going and deliberately crashing in a mountain, but which idiot will do that? No idiot does that. But think about it for a minute. When you really get into a negative trip or negative emotions every time, day in and day out, it can be every day, it could be once in a week, it could be an office environment, it could be a family environment. The moment you get into a negative spiral because of some provocation or external or even internal thought process or external influence, what you're actually doing is if you assume that your life journey is you're flying an aircraft which is life's journey, you're actually deliberately going and hitting that against a mountain and trying to crash your own personal life. That is exactly what happens day in and day out, but we never realize it, and we in fact don't even assume that what we think or what we do in a negative context will have a lot of consequences which are very, very severe, not alone for the outside world, but ourselves, our own good health and things like that. Today, all of us talk about emotional intelligence, emotional development. Happiness is the single paramount aim of all of us. There could be a lot of money, there could be a lot of resources. Our work could earn us a lot of money and laurels, but end of the day, what is very, very important is to probably have solace and happiness, to lead a very, very happy personal, professional and family life. So there is bound to be a lot of provocation time and again. We are all wired very, very differently. Each of our minds is wired very differently. Some of us don't get provoked. Some of us, by virtue of our basic nature, are very, very patient, but some of us tend to get provoked even for the mildest external trigger, if I can use that word. But what happens is, when you react to these situations in terms of verbally or non-verbally, you are really aggravating things for yourself, and probably the world is responding worse than what it should. This happens many, many times when, for example, in a meeting, if you're provoked and you react, that reaction is only going to make things worse with the person whom you're interacting with. And that has a consequence. It has got a chain reaction, and that chain reaction could be either harmful to your own health or even harmful to your professional and personal life. Every stakeholder in our life, be it personally or professionally, does interact with you on a regular basis. There is bound to be a smooth interaction at most of the times, but when there are challenges in life, when there are challenges in multiple situations. There are bound to be provocations, there are bound to be heated exchanges, there are bound to be arguments, differences of opinion and things like that. And when you are put in such a fix or such a situation, the best solution is to probably pause for a day or two, or pause for a week, take diversion, which I would say is a very, very classic technique, and come back and ponder about it later and decide what to do and how to react, or even probably choose to ignore it. Whereas if you instantly react for any situation, be it in the family front, professional front, or any front, all you actually are doing is to probably crashing the plane of your life on a mountain and deliberately being stupid. So I'm only saying, every time you are provoked in such a situation, or every time you think that there is a tough situation where your mind is probably getting hijacked, in psychology they call it as amygdala hijack, where without your control, your mind is getting hijacked and you are provoked to do very, very extreme things, extreme reactions, extreme behavior, verbal, non-verbal, etc. So every time you consciously are put in a situation where you have to react to someone, react to some situation, react to some instance and things like that, just think for a minute, pause and decide whether you will crash the plane on a mountain or not. Obviously you will not, because it is in your own interest that the journey of life has to continue smoothly, and the journey of this life will only continue smoothly if you avoid such a mountain or hillock, slightly take a detour of your navigation route and move away from the particular hindrance. Avoidance at times shows you as a weak person to the external world, but what is important for you is to win the entire journey of life. What is important for you is not winning that particular situation, aggravating the particular situation, and probably just winning an argument just for the sake of it, putting others in embarrassment as well. Your ultimate aim is to probably keep the journey of life very smooth. Your ultimate aim is to achieve whatever you wanted to in terms of happiness, in terms of well-being, in terms of earning more money, in terms of having a wonderful career. And in that wonderful journey of life, there are bound to be a lot of hillocks and mountains which come in between. It is in your own interest and responsibility that you don't crash the plane of your life in these mountains and hillocks and keep going. You should probably steer forward, steer directions, move away from the hillock when as and when required, and take a completely different path if there are large challenges ahead. But the only way to keep life smooth and keep yourself in a very, very good frame of mind is to avoid hitting mountains. That is why I say, as a thought process, every time you are in a situation where you have to react in a very, very bad way, negative way, which is not your usual self, or probably what they call as things provoke you into extreme anger, and you probably have to throw a fit of anger, pause and think if you are going to crash the airplane of your life into a mountain which is going to be pointless and which are going to end things in a jiffy. Never do this. There is a lot. This is a big, profound lesson in the image, and I am sure every time you face a situation where you have to react in a negative way, even in terms of, even if they say vibes are very important, so even if you think that your vibes are going to be negative, it is best to probably avoid. It is best to probably postpone things. It is best to procrastinate or probably take a detour completely. Use this analogy for any situation. A toxic boss, there is no point in taking a toxic boss head on. You better move away from him, move to a different job. You've not been promoted to a different role. There is no point in picking a good fight. You have to probably slog hard and probably see if you are considered next time around for a promotion. If not, you have to see how to charter an alternate career path to a next organization. Person, friend, and the family, there could be domestic issues, there could be big fights domestically. There is no point in aggravating things because members of your family are going to be in the four walls of the house, and only fighting or picking up fights is only going to make everybody in a very, very bad mood and things like that. So it can go on and on. In every life situation which you are provoked, or you probably are bound to get angry, think about this. Will you hit the plane on a mountain or not? I am sure you will not, and I am sure this has been extremely useful for you in terms of a life skill. Of course, there are very, very life anger management and things like that are very, very complex issues which probably require a lot of work. But in terms of simple day-to-day ease of doing, this is probably one of the best thought processes you can have, and that is why I wanted to share with you. I am sure you found it very interesting. Share it with your friends who probably have these kind of issues. I am sure they will be thankful to you. you. Thanks for your time. I'll probably see you some other time. Again, I appeal to you, don't crash your life plane on a mountain or hillock deliberately. Thank you.